Hey, how's it going, guys? MrBossFTW here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm doing another Q&A video where I take your questions from Twitter and I answer them all in this video. Now, in today's Q&A video, we've got a lot of awesome questions to cover. If you want to possibly be featured in the next one, go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, and use the hashtag AskBoss whenever I'm looking for Q&A questions, and you might find yourself featured in the next video. But with out of the way, let's not waste any more time, and let's jump straight into it. All right, so our first question comes from Jared, and he tweets at me, have you gotten your $250,000 yet? And Jared, I have not. And if you don't know what Jared is talking about, basically over the last 3 weeks, Rockstar have been giving out $250,000 randomly to players for no particular reason. They haven't gone about explaining why they're doing it or what the bonus or sale is, and there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason here for why they're doing it, but this also has players confused because some people are getting it and some people are not. On all 3 of my accounts, I have not, but at least the good news is that it looks as if these bonuses and the money is coming in as recently as of yesterday. There are a couple friends that I know that just got their money the other day, whereas some people actually got it a couple weeks ago. So it does seem as if it's kind of a trickle effect where Rockstar is doing this slowly and surely, but who knows? You might eventually find yourself with $250,000, even though it's not a ton of money, and even though that probably won't be able to get you a lot, it's still free cash in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, if you are looking for other ways to get cash in Grand Theft Auto Online, one way that I definitely recommend is using the app Bounty. I've been working with them for a couple weeks now, and you guys really seem to like their service. Essentially, App Bounty is an app where you download other games and other apps and earn credits and rewards, and you can turn those credits into things like PSN cards, Xbox Live cards, Amazon cards, and you can flip those straight around and turn them into shark cards. And it's so simple because I know we don't have time to be on Grand Theft Auto Online all the time, especially with a lot of us back in school or work or doing, extracurricular activities. This could be a great way in which you just spend 5 or 10 minutes, download an app or two, earn some credits, and boom, that's how you can get yourself some more shark cards. I have a link in the description, which I will leave. Check that out. I've also got my discount code as well, MrBoss, which will get you jump started and get you 50 free credits. So I definitely recommend you check that out. It's a great way in which you can earn some extra money in Grand Theft Auto Online without necessarily having to play and grind all the time on Grand Theft Auto Online. So that is super cool in my opinion. All right, our next question comes from Vinewood HD, who says, when do you think the Spectre will be released? So Vinewood HD, I think that it's going to be released in just a couple days on Tuesday. I've also got an inkling of a suspicion that it might happen on Wednesday, but Tuesday is definitely the more likely date for the Spectre, which is the last remaining vehicle from import and export. It is a sports car that has a custom variant and a regular variant. So Tuesday is going to be my best guess, so that's when I am going to be on the lookout for it. We've got a question from Sam H, who says, will you live stream when the new Spectre comes out? Absolutely. It's likely that it's going to come out pretty early in the morning, and I should be up to stream that. So it should be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to get it obviously customized and get it ready to go. But there's also probably a chance that there could be some more content that comes out with the Spectre as well. And we have another question from JKL, who says, do you think that the Spectre car will come with some new clothes or items or discounts, or just by itself? Now, I believe that more than just the Spectre is going to be coming. If you guys remember last week, only the Itali GTB released. That's literally the only thing they put in the game. However, with this week ends all the other and old bonuses, discounts, and events. So I think we're not only going to be getting brand new discounts, we're going to be getting brand new bonuses, but I also think we could get a new potential adversary mode as well. Do you guys remember we have one adversary mode left in the files called Pointless? Now, I don't know if Rockstar will introduce that, but it would make sense for them to do another week or 2 long event week that included huge discounts, bonuses, the new Spectre. It's technically 2 cars, the regular and the custom version, and then you've obviously got that adversary mode. That would be huge, and that would be an awesome couple of weeks here in Grand Theft Auto Online. So I think it would be awesome if just the Spectre released by itself, but obviously some new items or clothing or discounts or an adversary mode would be pretty awesome awesome as well. I guess we're just going to have to wait and find out on Tuesday or Wednesday when that does end up happening. That's another great segue to another question from Sean, who says, do you think the UFO found in the scripts might have something to do with Pointless? So that is actually interesting. For those of you guys that don't know, with import and export, Rockstar added a UFO prop into Grand Theft Auto Online, which is something we've never seen. So a lot of people are speculating that it might be in part of another Easter egg. You guys remember, Rockstar is not shy of doing that. They've added Easter eggs into Grand Theft Auto 5 with DLCs that they've added in the game. So who knows if they would do something like that in the game, or this could, like you mentioned, have something to do with the map or the world that we'll use with the Pointless adversary mode. Very similarly to how when Halloween rolled around, Rockstar added the Halloween weather into the game that was just for the adversary mode. So it is certainly possible, and I do think that would be cool. But once again, we are just going to have to wait and see, because it might be something for a completely different project that we see months and months down the road. Up next, we have a question from Odurla Silver. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly, who says, when are the Rockstar cloud servers going to be fixed? So this has been an ongoing issue since import and export. I think import and export broke the Rockstar cloud servers. So I'm not sure, but it is so annoying seeing that message saying, you know, saving failed, unable to connect to the Rockstar cloud servers, because when you do that, it doesn't actually allow you to, you know, do anything. You can't buy vehicles. You can't sell or source cars. None of your progress is saved. So I hope Rockstar has a fix for this soon, and I'm hopeful it doesn't have to be whenever the next Grand Theft Auto Online DLC comes out, because that would be a bummer having to wait for a new update in order to fix a problem that is plaguing Grand Theft Auto Online seemingly every single day. So speaking of the next DLC, let's move on to that. We have another question from Steven, who says, when do you predict the next update/DLC will release? So Steven, this is kind of tricky because I don't think it's going to happen in the month of January, considering we've still got one vehicle left, and Rockstar's probably going to drag that out all the way to the end. And then we've got Valentine's Day, and if Rockstar doesn't add a new DLC in the game, there's no way for them to release new DLC content for Valentine's Day, which means they'd likely have to do something for either the old Valentine's Day, or they'd have to add a DLC specifically in the game for Valentine's Day, which they've never done. All the other Valentine's Day updates have been essentially tunables. So I'm really not too sure. That would leave my next prediction for March. If Rockstar follows the pattern of what they did in 2014 and 2016, where we both received DLCs in March, then it's likely that that would be the next official month in which we would receive a big update in Grand Theft Auto Online. However, that's kind of a great segue to Valentine's Day. A lot of you guys had questions about the content that could be coming. Whether are we going to be getting content from past Valentine's Day DLC? Will new content be brought into the game? You know, what's going to be going on for Valentine's Day? Is there going to be anything happening like that? And I'm really not too sure, because if the pattern remains like it is, it's looking like we won't get a new Valentine's Day this year. Just because we got one in 2016, we got one in 2014, but in 2015 we didn't. And since we're in 2017, it's kind of looking like that we won't. But it's Rockstar. They could surprise us with really whatever they want to do. Who knows? As I mentioned just a couple seconds ago, they could introduce a new DLC in the game specifically for a Valentine's Day update. And if they did that, I'd like to see some really cool stuff. With the past Valentine's updates, essentially all we got were the Roosevelt and then an upgraded one and some clothing. I hope they would do some other styled vehicles like the Roosevelt, kind of like the 1920s and 30s mob vehicles, but maybe switch it up a little bit. Don't necessarily do something with the Roosevelt. I'd also like to see some new clothing, maybe some new actions as well. That would be pretty cool. I think that even though Valentine's is a relatively small holiday in the grand scheme of things, it has a lot of potential for Grand Theft Auto Online. So to me, it would be kind of unfortunate if Rockstar just kind of skimmed over it and really didn't put that much effort into adding a new one into the game, but instead just did like discounts and bonuses on all the old existing content, which I'm sure most of us by now already own, so it wouldn't really make too much sense. Let's move on from Valentine's Day, though. Our next question comes from Q Fuey, who says, do you think Rockstar are starting to become more reasonable with vehicle prices, the Nero and the Nero Custom compared to the X80? And to one extent, I think maybe yes, but you also need to realize that the Nero and the Nero Custom are two vehicles in one. So if you want both, their prices is more than the X80. So if you're choosing one of them, yes, I guess it could be considered a little bit cheaper. But if you want both of them, which I know a lot of people do, a lot of people have been doing that with the Itali GTB, the Nero, most people are going to be doing that with the Spectre as well. If you end up buying both versions, it becomes really, really expensive. So who knows? We're going to have to wait and see till the next update. But yeah, for the most part, things in import and export have actually been a little bit more reasonably priced. But maybe that's because some of the other things were so expensive, like the offices, vehicle garages, and vehicle warehouses. Our next question comes from Christian G Ninja, who says, do you think Rockstar will ever come out with a new vehicle class? So I think they kind of did that with the import and export update with these special vehicles that aren't Pegasus vehicles. They're not vehicles we can use in races, but you can like spawn them in instantly. So who knows if that's the closest thing we'll ever get to Rockstar having a new class of vehicles in the game. I've always wanted them to add two new types of vehicles. One of them would be super classics. So like supercar classic vehicles. I guess that sounds obvious, but I think that would be awesome rather than just throwing vehicles in sports classic. And then I'd like to see hypercars, kind of like a one step above the supercar. And maybe it would only be like one or two or three vehicles. And, you know, maybe they won't be able to be used in races. But yeah, I would like Rockstar to kind of expand out of their vehicle class, maybe just a little bit. Up next, we have a question from Knifeguy, who says, do you see any new weapons coming in the future updates, or is that it? So I guess with cunning stunts and with import and export, since it was all about vehicles, there wasn't really a need to focus on the weapons. However, with bikers, I think we got like 4 or 5 new weapons, so that was actually quite a bit. I don't think we're done seeing weapons. The only thing is, there's actually like a limited number of space in the ammunition store. We're like running out of wall space, so that might be the only thing holding Rockstar back here, is they would literally maybe have to like create another wall in that building or another a weapon store or something like that. That would be pretty crazy. But no, I don't think we're done seeing weapons. I just think the last update was really all about vehicles, sourcing, and selling. And finally, our last question today comes from Matt, who says, do you think we'll ever be able to sell houses, garages, and other buildings in Grand Theft Auto 5? Hopefully, Matt, it makes sense. We can sell our cars. Why shouldn't we be able to sell other things we own in the game? It just seems really backwards and weird. Hopefully, one day Rockstar will allow us to eventually sell our vehicles, allowing us to downsize or just get rid of apartments. I don't need any of these apartments anymore because of the new executive office garage. So it would be awesome to sell those, make some money, but I just don't think Rockstar works that way, or maybe they just don't want us doing that. But anyways, that's all the questions that I'm going to be answering in this Q&A video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. As always, if you want to get featured in the next Q&A video, all you got to do is go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, and use the hashtag AskBoss if you want to get featured in the next video. If you guys did go and enjoy this one, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.